Hello students, your friend Gopika is here and we already finished the first chapter and just the last problem set is remaining. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. Alright, so this is the first question in your problem set. First we will choose the pointer. Alright, so the first question is MCQ type. Select the appropriate alternative. Okay, so let's read the question. In triangle ABC and triangle PQR, in a one-to-one correspondence, AB upon QR is equal to BC upon PR is equal to CA upon PQ. Then, that means here the corresponding sides are in same proportion or in same ratio. That means what? These two triangles are similar, but the one-to-one correspondence we have to be careful. Okay, this is not as in the order given in the question, so that is what we have to find. We have to choose the correct option from this, okay, with correct one-to-one correspondence. So if you observe here, if you see the diagram, A, B, C is similar to Q, R, P. Okay, from the diagram itself we can make out the correspondence. Otherwise also with these ratios that are given we can easily make out. Okay, so first if you check PQ are similar to ABC. Now with option A, PQ is corresponding to AB. Is it true? No, PQ is corresponding to CA. So let's check the next one. Here PQ corresponds to CA. That means this is the correct option. If one correspondence is matching, the third one will naturally be correct. Okay, so you have to just check two of them. PQ is corresponding to CA. Is it true? Yes, that means R is corresponding to B, the vertex. Okay, so B is the correct option. Here also this is wrong because CB is corresponding to PQ is wrong and BC corresponding to PQ is also wrong. So the correct option is PQ corresponds to CA. Okay, so by one-to-one correspondence PQR is similar to CAB. Alright, so this is our option. Okay, so now let's see second one. If in triangle DEF and triangle PQR, angle D is equal to angle Q and angle R is equal to angle E. Okay, so E and R are congruent and D and Q is also congruent. Then what do we know about these two triangles? By AA test, triangle DEF is similar to triangle QRP. Okay, because D corresponds to Q and E corresponds to R. So DEF corresponds to QRP. Okay. Now with this correspondence, we will write the ratios of corresponding sides, how it matches, and then we will pick these options. From this, one of them is false. So we will to pick the false one. First, let's write the ratios that match. So first thing is triangle. Okay, so the correct option I have already marked. It is DE upon PQ is equal to EF upon RP. Now the explanation for this is, first as I said, if you observe DEF is similar to QRP. So let's write that. Okay, so this is the correspondence. D corresponds to Q, E corresponds to R and F corresponds to P. Okay, with the pointer. Alright. Okay, D corresponds to Q because D is equal to Q. E corresponds to R because E is congruent to R, and F corresponds to P naturally. Okay, first two correspondence will lead to the third one also. So once we know this, we can write the corresponding side ratios. So this will look like this. DE upon QR is equal to EF upon RP is equal to DF upon PQ. Okay, now from this similarity we can write that these ratios match. Now we can pick the wrong option easily. If you check, the first option is EF upon PR is equal to DF upon PQ. So this is correct. Okay, so this is true. Check B. DE upon PQ is equal to EF upon RP. This is wrong because here we should get QR, not PQ. This is the wrong option, or this is the statement which is false. And C and D are correct. You can check again. DE upon QR is equal to DF upon PQ is correct from this. And EF upon RP is equal to DE upon QR. Again, that is also correct. Okay. Only the B option is false. Once you write this correspondence, then we can easily pick the false statement. Okay, now next MCQ. Okay, so this is the third question in the multiple choice. In triangle ABC and triangle DEF, we have angle B is equal to angle E and angle F equal to angle C. Now here also we have two corresponding angles are congruent. That means by AA test these two triangles are similar. Okay, next is AB is equal to 3DE. Now if these two triangles are similar and we have that AB and DE, AB is 3 times DE, that means their length is not equal, right? Now if AB is equal to 3DE, then AC is equal to 3DF and BC is equal to 3EF by similarity. Okay, now this observation, now here from the first two things the angles match, we got that the triangles are similar, and from here AB equal to 3D we got that these two triangles are not congruent. If they were congruent, then AB should be equal to D, and that is not true over here. Okay, so we can make out that the correct option will be the triangles are similar but not congruent. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Okay, the triangles are similar since by AA test and one of the corresponding sides they have given that they are not congruent, they differ in length, hence they are not congruent. Okay, fine. So let's see the next question. Here they have given two equilateral triangles. So when you say we have two equilateral triangles, that means they are two similar triangles. Why? By AAA test, because all angles of equilateral triangle are 60 degree in measure. Okay, so angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E, and angle C is equal to angle F. Since corresponding angles are congruent, we can say that these two triangles are similar. Now when we have two similar triangles, and next information is area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle DEF is 1 upon 2. Okay, so we had learned a theorem in the last theorem that we learned in this chapter was regarding area, ratio of areas of two similar triangles, and in that theorem the statement was when you have two similar triangles, the ratio of their areas is same as the ratio of their squares of their corresponding sides. Okay, so by that I can say area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle DEF is equal to AB square upon DE square. Using that fact and this ratio we can find DE, because AB we know, the LHS part also we know. So 1 by 2 is equal to 4 square, that is AB square upon DE. Let's say DE length is x, then 4 square upon x square. Okay, so 1 by 2 is equal to 4 square upon x square. That means x square is same as 4 into 2, 4 square into 2, and x square is equal to 4 square into 2, then x is same as 4 root 2. So D is the correct option. So in detail if we want to write, okay, so this is the correct option. Here AB I have given 4 and DA I have given x. Let's see the explanation once more. Okay, so the first point is that squares, the ratio of squares of the corresponding sides is equal to the ratio of the areas of similar triangles. So 4 square upon x square is equal to 1 by 2. Now next step would be this x square will get multiplied over here and this 2 will get multiplied over here. So that will become 4 square into 2 is equal to x square into 1. X square into 1 is same as x square. Okay, so what will be x? Taking square root on both the sides, x will be equal to, now when you take square root, 4 square will become 4, and here since 2 is a single factor, this will remain within the root. So the answer will be 4 root 2. Okay, so I already gave you the hint that which theorem we are using here, and already shown you the calculation also. When you write it out in order, you will get clarity that how we arrived at the answer. Okay, so the last theorem that we learned in this chapter we have used here, and the fact that two equilateral triangles are similar, these two things we have used and easily found the length of DE. X is length of DE and that is same as 4 root 2. Okay, now let's see the next question. Okay, so this is the fifth MCQ, that is a fifth sub question in question number 1. Here we have a figure where XY is parallel to BC, then which of the following statement is true? Now when you see this parallel condition. That means you might think that we are applying BPT. So let's check. Ax upon xb is equal to ay upon yc. That is what BPT says. Okay. Now the only thing similar to application of BPT is option B. But however, ax upon xp is equal to ay upon ac it is given. So this is a false statement. Here if it was yc, then by BPT we can say that this is true. But here since it is ac, that means BPT did not justify this option, and it doesn't justify any other option as well. So we have to think something else. So what do we apply? Okay, if you observe here we have xy parallel to BC. Now AXY, this small triangle, is similar to ABC. Why? Because when you have two parallel lines, we know that the corresponding angles are congruent. Now when you have two sets of corresponding angles congruent, by AA test we can say that these two triangles are similar. So condition is x equal to b, angle x is equal to angle b, next angle y is equal to angle c. Hence by AA test, triangle AXY is similar to triangle ABC. Okay, so now we can easily write the ratios, and we can guess actually if it is AXY similar to ABC, then it should be AY is equal to AB upon AC. So the correct option over here is option A. Okay, so the first option is correct. Let's see the explanation once again. So angle x equal to angle B, angle y is equal to angle C. By AA test, triangle ABC similar to triangle AXY. That's it. Now from here we can make out the corresponding sides and their ratios. So AB upon BC is equal to, or AB upon AC is equal to AX upon AY. Okay, and the rest C and D are wrong, and B is also wrong. You can cross check. Okay. Alright, so now let's see the next. Okay, now here I made this construction because we will need it to prove the or to find the ratios. Okay, now here what I did is, if you observe in this diagram, triangle ABD, triangle ABC and triangle ADC. There is the left hand side triangle, the right hand side triangle, and the bigger triangle, that is ABC. All these three triangles have equal height or have same height, that is this perpendicular line H. Okay, and when you have two triangles or three triangles with same height, the ratio of their areas is same or are proportional to the ratio of their bases. Okay, using this property, this was a property that we learned in the very beginning of the chapter. Okay, using that property we will be solving this, or we will be finding these ratios rather. So in triangle ABC, BDC are collinear and D is between B and C, and BD is 7, BC is 20, then find following ratios. Area of triangle ABD upon area of triangle ADC. Okay, ABD and ADC, these two triangles, both of them have same height, so the ratio of their areas will be same as ratio of their bases. So that should be equal to BD upon DC, because BD is base of ABD and DC is base of ADC, and the ratios match. Okay, since two triangles with equal heights, the ratio of areas are proportionate to bases. Okay, and then substituting the value 7 upon 13. Okay, now why DC is 13? Because BC is 20 and BD is 7, then DC should be 20 minus 7, that is 13. Okay, that is a simple calculation that you have to show in the beginning itself. Next is area of triangle ABD upon area of triangle ABC. So this triangle and the bigger triangle. So for this triangle the base is BD, and for the bigger triangle the base is BC. So what will be the ratio here? BD upon BC. Then substituting the value 7 upon 20. Okay, now here we cannot go further because this is the reduced form. We cannot reduce it further because none of them will be divided by the other. So here, third one, area of triangle ADC and area of triangle ABC. Again the bigger triangle and the triangle to the right. So here for ADC the base is DC, and for ABC the base is BC. So this ratio will be DC upon BC. And again substituting the values, DC is 13, BC is 20, and that's it. So these three ratios very quickly and very easily we found. The reason for all three is same. when you have two triangles with same height or equal height, the ratio of their areas is proportionate to the ratio of their bases, okay, or equal to the ratio of their bases rather. So for that reason I just drew a perpendicular showing the height of all these three triangles. We applied the properties, and when you write or when you solve it in your notebook, you have to write all the steps. You have to mention the reason for each one, and in the beginning first you have to find the length of DC, that is 20 minus 7 equal to 13. Then each one of them you should write the reason why it is equal to this, proportionate to their basis, okay, and you have to mention that they have equal heights also in the beginning itself, and for each you can mention the reason, okay. This is just like helping you out to find the answers, okay. This is not a complete way of writing the solution. You should write step by step, that we already solved many exercises and questions, right? So in that systematic way you are supposed to write, okay. So I end my video over here. The rest problems in this problem set 1 I will discuss in next videos, okay. So thank you. Okay, thank you guys for listening to me, and if you like the video, please share it with your friends and subscribe the channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at the address given here, okay. And if you have any doubts or queries, you can DM us on Instagram, or you can write in the comment section below. We will respond as soon as possible. Thank you. Bye.